forget these grown-ass children. Basically, the posts I keep seeing that literally shock my nervous system every single time, because as a mother, it is difficult to imagine publicly arriving at that position without first examining myself. Of course, motherhood is difficult. Relationships with adult children can become painful, complicated, strained, and emotionally exhausting. Yet, what confuses me is how quickly the entire pattern becomes one-directional. The blame moves outward, the responsibility moves outward, the explanation moves outward, the accountability moves outward, and the self remains largely unexamined. That's the one-directional pattern, and that one-directional pattern is what produces the lazy logic, the sloppy language, and the performative behavior, because when accountability keeps moving outside the self, the logic gets lazy. It's my children. The language gets sloppy. After everything I sacrificed, and the behavior becomes performative. Public resentment, public victimhood, public outrage, public humiliation, all while the actual relationship remains unexamined. And this is where the conversation becomes dangerous for mothers, because motherhood carries enormous relational responsibility. Children experience the emotional environment created around them for years. So when the relationship collapses later, the answer cannot automatically become these grown children are the problem, because the child didn't create the relationship by themselves. That's too easy. And this is where the external blame pattern becomes clear. A lot of women can recognize it when men do it. When men blame women for their frustration, their loneliness, their lack of discipline, their emotional instability, or the collapse of society. Many women can see the deflection clearly, yet some mothers repeat that same pattern with their children. The accountability moves outward. The child becomes the problem. The child becomes ungrateful. The child becomes disrespectful. The child becomes the reason the relationship is broken. Meanwhile, the emotional environment the mother helped create stays unexamined. I sacrificed. I gave everything. I did everything for my children. Okay, yet none of those statements automatically answer how your children felt around you, whether emotional safety existed, whether listening existed, whether guilt existed, whether control existed, or whether love became entangled with obligation. That's the harder conversation. Many women are coming from faith-governed backgrounds and still operating inside faith-governed environments. So authority, guidance, meaning, and righteousness often become assigned outside the self first. Then later, pain, failure, relational breakdown, and accountability also become assigned outside the self. Meanwhile, the self remains largely unexamined. At some point, mothers have to become willing to sit with their own agency honestly, to examine, to account, to reflect, to shift, because that is part of motherhood as well. Motherhood can absolutely be rewarding, beautiful, gratifying, loving, and deeply meaningful. Yet those things become much harder to access when accountability keeps getting assigned everywhere except inward. Deeper issues exist underneath a lot of these online performances.